Hello my loves, Jan of Jan Hicks Creates here, back with you for Flosstube number 152. That's what we're doing here, Flosstubes. Flosstube is cross stitch. For me it's knitting as well, helping you find out what's going on in the cross stitch world, sharing all kinds of goodies with you. I don't have as much this time as the last couple times. I am coming to you a little bit earlier than 2 weeks, so haven't quite built up as much stuff. But yeah, lots to show you still, lots to talk about. It is May 3rd. It's 11:25 in the morning, and it's been snowing on and off here in Idaho. You know, when we moved here, I kind of joked around and said, I'm just going to have to learn to, you know, to live with winter, to accept the horror that is winter for me. I'm pretty much over accepting the horror at this point. I'm ready to move on. My little peonies, actually, they're not little anymore. My bushes are about that high, that far out of the ground. They were not happy this morning. No more happy than I am. White stuff on the ground on May 3rd. We need to move on, Mother Nature. Let's see, what else is happening in my world? Mentioned the other day that I'd be starting physical therapy. It's been a couple weeks now, 2.5, maybe 3. I've also started some deep tissue massage. Ouch. Yesterday, I went back to the physical therapist, and they've added on, besides the stretches that I have been doing, they've added on some leg exercises. Strengthen the muscles in my butt and my hamstring and my glutes, just to strengthen all of my leg muscles. Oh my goodness, I'm hurting this morning. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right? Yeah, I'm getting stronger by the day. Hopefully this will help clear it up. Let's see, news around the cross-stitch world. If you watch Brenda and Laura, the serial stitcher, and at this point, who doesn't watch Brenda and Laura, right? Then you already know about the Duck Derby that Emily C., not that she's hosting, what's the word I'm looking for, letting us know about. The company she works for is, and I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but she works with foster children. Children who are in kind of maybe a bad situation, helps them in those situations. I mean, her company is a foster care company. The Duck Derby is an annual fundraiser that they do to raise money. And I don't know whether it's a non-profit, it might be. But anyways, they do this annual Duck Derby to raise money for their company, for the foster care system. Again, I don't know the details, but Emily does. She has a video where, okay, so let me back up a step. Emily started a few years ago helping to raise money through her cross-stitch community for Duck Derby. And so every year I believe that it has grown for her as a way to raise money. And people donate, throughout the cross-stitch community, people are donating things to her to give away to raise money. You donate and you're entered in however much you donate, however many ducks you buy, you get that many entries in to win the giveaways. So I have donated 3 of my patterns for giveaway, Florographica, Meditation Garden, and I don't remember. Anyways, I've donated 3. There are so many amazing prizes, though. One of the grand prizes is a virtual get-together with Brenda and Laura and Emily. So that's really cool. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link Emily's video below where she shows you all the amazing things that have been donated so far for giveaways. I mean, it's just going to blow your mind to see all the things. And in that video, so in the description box of Emily's video, she will have a link to where you can donate to help the foster care company that she works for, and also to be entered to win prizes. I want to say that this is open until mid-May. I don't have the exact date, but again, I will link Emily's video below, and it's very cool. I mean, she shares what she does. She shares about her company. At the end, she shares a video that shows more of what her company does. So I highly recommend watching her video. Let's see, what else? StitchCon is going to be here before you know it. June 9th is when Weekend A starts, which is what I am attending. We are driving over, staying in a campground in our little trailer with our cat, because that's what we do. I have decided to get into the Great Floss Drop Exchange at StitchCon, so I have ordered a bunch of business cards that I'll be taking with me to give out. I'll be giving away 5. I'll have enough to give 250 people 5 cards. So those will be coming soon. Let's see. StitchCon is going to be here before you know it. We leave actually on we get in on the 8th, the Wednesday. I think we leave whatever the Sunday is before that. So the 4th, the 5th, something like that. We are like zooming across the country. Mike and I will be switching off driving like I mentioned before. We're going to start doing. Thank you, by the way, to the person that mentioned Bonine as an alternative to Dramamine if he gets drowsy. That we'll get some just to have it, just in case. Let's see. Heartfelt. The 4th release of Heartfelt will be this Friday. I am going to be the featured stitcher on the Jolly Jabber blog, showing my release 4 stitching, as well as talking a bit about one of my stitches that means the most to me. So I hope you will check that out on Friday. One other thing I wanted to mention, giveaways. I'm afraid, guys, that I'm going to have to start just doing U.S. shipping, U.S. recipients for my giveaways. I hate to do that because I know how international my community is, which I love, of course. But shipping is just, it's just scary. And I can't keep doing it, basically. I would say if you are international and I show something that you really, really would like to have a chance to win, go ahead and let me know in the comments that you're willing to pay shipping, just like I had done for my Christmas giveaways. And that way I can include you in the draw. I hate to exclude anybody, but when you're looking at paying almost $20 for just sending a little card, I just can't. It's just makes my stomach sick to think about it. Okay, so designs. First of all, Mom, so much to love. There are still some kits available at Maggie's on Main, both the pillow kits and the regular kits. She is also starting to sell the pattern by itself. I don't have a link yet for just the chart. You know, she has sent me the links for the pillow kit and the kit without the fabric for the pillow. but I do not have a link for just the chart. I've asked her for that, but and if I get it, that will be in the description box below. She could email me while I'm recording. So look for that if you're interested in just the chart. Otherwise, if it's not there, go ahead and just give the shop a call, and I will put all of that information, links and phone numbers and email down in the description box. You still have time to stitch it if you want to stitch it for a mother or mother figure in your life, or of course, if you're doing it as a memorial. Now, if you are stitching it, and you post it somewhere on social media, please tag me. I would love to see your stitching and hear how you hopefully enjoy stitching it. Let's see. I do have a new design in the works, of course. I'm just going to give you a very strange little sneak peek. Just kind of a little look at what I have so far. Actually, I have more than this, but just a little sneak peek. The little words here say stitch a little happiness in every day. And so there is that I have been working on quite a bit. I will hope to get this done in the next week. We are leaving for Phoenix on Friday, driving down over the weekend. We're going to be passing through, we're kind of taking a longer route, passing through Monument Valley on the way down, just to see, that area. We'd like to do these kind of just overnight stops in these areas, kind of as reconnaissance for the area, to get a feel for it, so that when we have the time to spend more time, we'll kind of have an idea of what we're looking at and where we want to go, and that kind of stuff. So we leave Friday for that. I would like to, and we're there for the week. We come back the following weekend. I would like to have this stitched before I go. I don't know that I will have it completely, finished and put together for photos and to get the product up. So there is that. All right. So for those of you that saw it, you saw my short little videos on YouTube asking for your opinion on 2 colorways for a new design. Now, first and foremost, I seem to have an awfully itchy nose today. First and foremost, I would like to know, for those of you who watched them, who caught them, what did you think of those shorts? Shorts are a new medium that YouTube has presented. I think they're trying to compete with, reels and stories on Instagram and Facebook. But it's a new way to bring content to your subscribers. When I recorded it, it only gave me 15 seconds, but I've seen other people do it for like a minute, so I still have some things to figure out here, of course. 15 seconds isn't very long to get information out there. I've thought about doing something like daily dose of Jan, what am I picking up to stitch on right now kind of thing. But if it's only 15 seconds, it's not very useful. But anyways, so I'd like to get your input on the shorts themselves, but also, so my colorways. This is inspired by a pillow I saw at the Ashley Home store here in Idaho Falls, and I will put a picture of that pillow in here. And these are the 2 colorways I came up with it. Now, the first one is the burgundies on the brownish linen. This is Old Stationery Linen by Seraphim that I absolutely adore. And again, the light might be kind of, even though it's gray and snowy, might have changed to rain by now. We're up to 39 degrees. Still very cloudy. I think the light is blowing out the color a little bit, but anyway. And these are all cottage garden thread colors because they're just so gorgeous, and I want to use them more. So this is one, and then the other one is greens on gray, And again, Cottage Garden threads. So they're greenish hues on a darker gray fabric. And again, this is Hobby House Dye Company. It's called Stony Brook Linen. So Hobby House, the needlework store in New York, has started to dye fabric. And so this is theirs. So, as you can see from looking at the pillow picture that I posted, these colors are more true to the inspiration. And by far, those of you that watched that little video preferred this colorway. The one that's calling to me, though, is the burgundies on browns. I just think this is, dare I say it, scrumptious. It's scrumptious. This is also kind of more in line with what I was thinking of for a title. It's hard to pick titles. Just like it's hard to come up with cute little questions for the giveaways, it's hard to pick titles for products, for designs. Hava Mahal. For those of you that are of Indian descent or are Indians, you know that the Hava Mahal is in Jaipur, India. Hava Mahal translates to Palace of the Winds, and I will find a picture of that and post that here. As I was looking at my inspiration piece and looking at these colorways and thinking, what do I call this? Pillow? Pillow design? The thought of the Hava Mahal came to me. I have been there. It is breathtaking. I'm sure the picture it does it somewhat of justice to give you a feel of what it is. That is the front facade facing the street in one of the main streets in Jaipur. The Hava Mahal was the royal palace in Jaipur before the Brits and when the Brits were in India. So yeah, because of the colors of the Hava Mahal, my heart is leaning towards the burgundy, but so many of you love the greens on grays better. I have to decide whether majority rules, and I go with that because, if that's what you like, that's what you like. Or do I go with the one that's calling to me? These are hard decisions. And I know a lot of you are going to say, just go with your heart. But, if the majority of you like the green on gray, I want you to like it. You can use any colors you want, right? Anyway, that was a fun little thing I did last week. The other thing that is spinning through my brain, and this is all thanks to Maria Kutzner, is the idea of adapting my Seasons in Lace. Let's see if I can tilt you a bit. It's up there on the wall. Adapting some of those motifs, I guess, to strawberries. Now, you're shaking. I'm trying to stop you from shaking. I've never stitched a strawberry. I've certainly, therefore, never completed a strawberry. I've been watching strawberry videos on YouTube, Vana and Helen D. Of course, both excellent videos. The hard part for me is the designing of it, of course. If I do get this all figured out, let's say, one of those will be my contribution to the Smalls Exchange at StitchCon. If I don't get it figured out, I probably won't be participating because I won't have time to do anything else. But anyways, I'm hoping while I'm in Phoenix that, I'll take all my laptop and all that with me, that I can get this figured out as far as the motifs wise and start stitching it, at least stitch a mock-up to see how it works. So yeah, if it works, these will be called Whispers of Spring, Whispers of Summer, Whispers of Fall, Whispers of Winter, and again, the name is thanks to Maria, because she lays awake and thinks of these things for me. I love you, girlfriend. I can't wait to see you at StitchCon. So yeah, that's all these different things are boiling in my head, and I hope to really have time. I want to get this, the Stitch Happiness one stitched before I go, completely stitched, so I can spend the week at my father-in-law's working on designing both the pillow piece and the strawberries. And I'll probably do like both a strawberry and a regular pincushion type of design. I just have to figure out, you know, how to do it. All right, that is my design information. On to other things I've been stitching on. So I did get the little Ukraine piece done. Finished stitching, obviously not put together. In fact, I didn't even get it ironed. I had every intention, gosh darn it, this time I am going to finish stitching and immediately get it ironed and get it sewn together into a little pillow, because I need to do that. And yeah, you can see I didn't even get it ironed. Hours in the day go so fast. I am so busy, both in my brain and then with all these doctor's appointments. Mike has been so busy with work, and then also he's been working on getting some modifications done in our little trailer. It did not have a hot water heater, and one of the things I said is, you know, the biggest improvement would be to get a hot water heater in there. Even if it's only 2 gallons, you know, at least so I can get the dishes done. I don't believe in using paper plates or paper cups. I'd rather use melamine or that kind of thing and wash them myself instead of throwing stuff away. So that he did, and then we're rerouting where he is. It's the royal we, right? Where the air conditioning vents are, because they weren't placed very well to provide AC to the whole trailer. So he's rerouting those so that when we do this trip, this will be like our test trip down to Phoenix. We are not staying in the trailer down there. We'll be staying in my father-in-law's house. But the trip down and back will be, because it's, you know, in the 90s now in Surprise. So the trip down will be getting into the heat, so it'll give us a chance to try it out. And can I just put a segue here, or not a segue, but a rabbit trail? 90 degrees and sunshine. I'm ready to thaw out a little bit. And maybe by the time we get back, it'll start not going down into the 30s every night. I am so ready for warmer weather. All right, so that's my little finish. The other things I've been working on. I've spent a lot of times, up until May 1st, every evening I spent on this beauty. This is Tapestry of Stitches. This is the design, the chart from the Jeanette Douglas class that I took at the Silver Needle. And yeah, I'm in love. It is gorgeous. Just a really fun, interesting, gorgeous colors, joy to stitch. I love this band going across here with the diamonds and then the satin stitch. I don't know whether the texture comes out in the video, but the satin stitches are like this padded, a little bit raised area above. They kind of like puff up above just the cross stitches of the diamonds. It's just gorgeous. So let me show you. I had hoped to get this top section done before May 1st when the Funky Flower Sal started. As you can see, I didn't. I got most of it done. I still have the bird to put in and the border. So yeah, that is where I am on that. And then the Funky Flowers stitch along. So that is Funky Flowers, the design by Donna Bayless by the Bay Needle Arts. that Carolyn and I decided to do together, and I know a lot of you are joining in as well. So that started May 1st. April showers brings May flowers, unless you're in Idaho, and then it brings snow. I have tulips blooming out front. All of my daffodils are blooming. I have tulips blooming out front. And I've got my pansies in, and they're all getting snow on them. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. All right, so I am stitching this on 56 count Reindeer is the color by XG Design. Yes, 56 count. And I am using the Swasserfine and 103 silks. So these are the 4 colors for this. Plus I need a yellow to do the stamens that will go up the center of the flower. So I will be getting this done tonight, I'm sure. These are mostly Swasserfine colors in this one. The only 100.3 is the darker burgundy. I will say, having used both of them on this project, the Swasserfine is just a little tiny bit thinner. I don't know whether it's spun more tightly, but it is a tiny bit thinner than the 103. Like I said, the 103 is the darker burgundy, and you can't see it here. It just was a feel as I was stitching on it. I was worried about the 56 count and the darker color. You remember, on whether you can see my tiny little swatches. I was doing swatches in the corner, and I was having a hard time stitching those. And I was talking to Carolyn the other day before we started, and I said, you know, I'm rather worried about how this is going to work out. I may have to change. I may have to change from 56 count. But I was hoping that once I had more stitches done, like just doing 5 of each of the stitches, it was hard to judge where the next stitch was going. Sometimes it was hard to count those tiny little threads. But I'm finding that with more stitches in there, I can see, you know, where the corners are based off of the other stitches around it. So it's actually, you know, relatively speaking, quite easy. So yeah, I'm loving it. I cannot wait to see this grow. I will not be taking this to Phoenix with me. I will have one of my lights with me, but it's just I'm afraid it'll be too frustrating, and I don't want to mess it up. So I will get as much done this week on it as I can. Like I said, I'll finish this flower and probably start the next one tonight and work on it the rest of the week. So I might get a second flower done. To Phoenix, I'll be taking Narnia with me. I'll be taking, for those of you that have been around for a while or have watched my older videos, you might remember A Tempo. That is my, not really mixed media piece, but layered piece that I had in my brain. The inspiration was a mixed media piece. I have that in my brain that I'd like to finish that this year. It's not something I'm working on constantly because I have all these other designs that I want to do as well, but it is something that I'm working on here and there. So eventually that will come to fruition. Yeah, that is really all the stitching that I've been doing because I've been really focused so much on the Jeanette Douglas piece. What I am planning on doing once we get back from Phoenix is, again, focusing in the evenings. I'll probably go back and forth between Jeanette Douglas and the Funky Flowers Stitch Along. I don't want to put the Jeanette Douglas one down because I know if I do, other things come up and, you know, other things come up. And I really want to keep going with that one because it is just so gorgeous. You will notice that I'm not doing Mania. I have enough Mania in my brain. I don't need to add to it. I have decided though, and this is a little ways off, of course, I have decided though I'm going to do Sampler September. I have the wool sampler. Again, it's if you guys have been watching for a while, I'm shaking you again, you will remember that I got an antique sampler that I have two of them actually that I still need to chart. So I plan to start charting the wool one. I won't be charting it in wool. I'll probably chart it in NPI. But anyways, I will be starting to chart that probably in July to have it done and stitched and ready to go for those of you that might want to stitch it for Sampler September. And I will be pulling out all of my various samplers from other designers, Luz Gonzalez, the Smith sampler, Margaret Howden, which Rose Heck just completed, and it is stunning, to get some stitches in on those. So, like I said, a little ways off, but my brain is starting to think about that. Oh, well, I'll talk about that when I have haul, because there's another one I'm going to be starting in Sampler September. Okay, and we are now ready to go to haul. So, first and foremost, I just dropped something. Hold on. Oh, my. First and foremost, speaking of my mom design, Maggie and the gals at Maggie's on Main created a whole project bag set to match the fabric that they have in the pillow kit. Now, I do not know if these are available for sale. At some point I thought she had said that they were having them for sale, but when I wrote back and specifically asked the question, she didn't answer. So I'm not sure. But anyway, again, this is something you could call her and ask about. So this set includes, and these are all created by Bella Rose Needleworks. So this is somebody that works with the shop to create these gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. So this is the fabric, if I remember correctly, that is in the pillow kit or something similar to it. So this is a little pouch, and there is a little needle minder with the name of the shop, Maggie's on Main. The little pouch not only has a sweet little button on it, but it also has this beautiful little zipper pull with the fabric in it. It has a thread bed with a nice little snap closure. And inside you have a magnet here, and then this floss drop with a magnet on that as well. Whoops, let's turn that around so you can actually see it. Really pretty. So all coordinated, gorgeously put together and stitched by Bella Rose Needleworks. And then the project bag itself is a vinyl front. It has this pretty zipper pull tassel with, let me see what's on it. A little flower charm with a leaf on it. You see that? So this is gorgeous. Again, all the coordinating fabrics. So as I said, I am not sure if she's selling these, but it's an easy phone call to the shop to find out. So that is one of the things. Let me get the rest of this stack. All right, so I had put in an order at the attic when I was there in February, the last time we were there. And, you know, the silks, it was hard to get the 103 silks in, so that took a while. I have some fabric here and some charts, so it just took a while for it all to come together, but it has. And it got to me like the day after my last video. So, first and foremost, Mrs. Campbell, 1805 from Hands Across the Sea. And this is such a pretty sampler. I saw somebody's work just this morning on Instagram doing this. She has the border all done, and I mean, that border is just gorgeous. So I have that, and I have all the silks for it. So these are the 103 silks. And then they also sent me this fabric. I had said that I wanted to do it on 56, and I trust them to just, you know, provide me whatever they thought would work. So this is the fabric that they sent. It is Wood Smoke by Tabby Cat, which is pretty. It's a very pretty fabric, but I don't like it for this. I think it's too dark, and I think some of the colors will get lost. There's some browns in here that I think won't show up too well. I do have a piece of Jersey Cream. I meant to get it out by Legacy Linen. That is 45 count, I believe. So that is what I'm going to be using for this. And this will be another one of my sampler September starts. So stay tuned for that. I also got, because I wanted to build up my stash of 56 counts, 56 count, they sent me 2 Fox and Rabbit. One is Winter Wren. And I haven't taken these out. Let me go ahead and take these out and show them in their full glory. So this is Winter Wren. And it is, I don't really know what a Winter Wren looks like. But this is has very much a purpley brown hue. If I asked Mike, he would probably say it was brown. He and I go round and round about greens and browns and grays. His eyes don't work very well on those colors, although he would say it was my eyes. It's his. He's a blue-eyed boy, and I think his eyes handle colors differently. This is Black Swan, again by Fox and Rabbit. Both of them 56 count. Now the thing that struck me when that's got a little bit of a splotchiness going on there. That's okay, we'll just use the other side. The thing that struck me when I looked at these again the other day, you know, Black Swan, I think when I saw it in the store, seemed to be more, well, black, chalkboard to me, but it has a definite purple hue to it. And both of these just seem very purpley to me, and maybe it's my eyes. I don't know whether that's coming across in the video, but yeah. So those are both 56 count, and they are both gorgeous. All right, and they're just fat eighths, because 56 count goes a long way. The other things I got from the attic in my order were 2 Mexican samplers. They had these as samples, as models on the wall, but did not have them in stock. They are both by Samplers Remembered. If you have been around me for any length of time, you know I love band samplers. I love samplers with more color. I love samplers that are unusual. And the Mexican samplers answer all of this. Now this is actually, let me pull out the reproduction. So this is the antique. This is Maria's Dechado. Dechado is the word for sampler in Spanish. Maria Ana Martinez. And this is the reproduction. Isn't that gorgeous? All the different borders. This stitch here, I believe, is called the Aztec Stitch. I saw one woman in particular doing it, doing a Mexican sampler, posting it on either our Sampler Years Remembered or the Homespun Sampler. Stunning work. So yeah, that's something I've never done. But it's just your needle in and out of the fabric, right? In a specific pattern, right? But anyways, just, that's gorgeous. So there's that one. And then the other Mexican is called Mexican Schoolgirl Practice, circa 1830. And again, both by Samplers Remembered. And look at that. Is that a true sampler or what? All the different motifs, the different borders, little bits and pieces. The colors are stunning. I just love this. So, scrumptious. Oh, and look, there's a kitty. There's a kitty right there. So it's meant to be. Actually, I'm wondering where my kitty is. She was over on what we call her tuffet while Mike was working. Mike had to go into the office today. We have a little an outdoor, like a camping footstool that we use, and it's got some padding in it, and it, you know, curves down in, and it fits her body perfectly. So we have it sitting over next to Mike's desk, and while Mike's there working, she'll just curl up in that thing and sleep all day. But I'm surprised, because usually whenever he leaves, when there's nobody there to adore her, right, she'll come out in search of me, and she hasn't come here yet, so it's kind of surprising. All right, more fabric. This I'm blaming on Fiber on a Whim and Fat Quarter Shop. So I was scrolling through the What's New section at Fat Quarter Shop, as one does, right? And came across this. Oh my goodness. Look at this fabric. Is this not gorgeous? Just, I mean, so me, blues and greens. I tried to find something to start for Earth Day on this, but nothing really. I was looking through the Emma Congdon book, Cross Stitch for the Earth. Nothing really struck me as being perfect for this. Well, yeah, the things that I really want to do are more full coverage, and yeah, I'm not going there yet. This is Fiber on a Whim Beanstalk 40 count. And when I got this, Fat Quarter Shop had all the different counts of fabric in this colorway. So if you're interested, run over to Fat Quarter Shop and check it out if they still have it. I could just hang this in a frame as it is. It is scrumptious. It's scrumptious. God. It really needs to hang up here somewhere where I can look at it. Oh my gosh. It is me to a T. 40 count, Fat Quarter. All right, I also got my variegated freds. I got my variegated freds from Vicky Quayton. Sorry. And I even slept well last night. All right, this month's variegated thread pack. Here I go squinting at the names. And again, these are her, I don't know the names. Let me finish a sentence for you. These are her interpretations of a variety of the different over-dyed flosses. I do not know, off the top of my head, which colors these go with, but she does have a file on her website where she lists all of that. And if you find this on her website for sale, she will list what the equivalent over-dyed floss is. Anyway, did that make sense? Height of Passion. Gorgeous red. Stop in the Name of Love. This is the name of love. Oh my God. This is Glowing Coals. So two gorgeous reds this time. This one is Glowing Coals. Look how pretty that is. Height of Passion. Gorgeous gold called Baked Cider. Don't you love it when I try and read without my glasses? Baked Cider. Yowl and Din. Kind of a greenish olivey gold. Unseen Characters. Oh, look at that green. It's like a black green. Look how gorgeous that is. Love her silks. Quarter Given. Kind of a tanny. I've just opened these, so I haven't really looked at these myself. So forgive me for oohing and awing over them as I'm looking at them. Oh, this is pretty. Yearly Bird. I don't know where she comes up with the names. Isn't that gorgeous? Silvery green. All those who like my green on gray, that's that color. Rowdy Rose. Oh, that's pretty. That makes me think of Tennessee red clay. Oh, pretty purple. This is Jar Full of Plums. Oh, gorgeous purples on that. And last but not least, Chronic Passivity. Again, where does she come up with these names? She's better at that than I am. All right, so those are the variegated silks of the month. Last but not least, as far as goodies, is the Ellen Carr sampler. So this is the sampler threads, well, Threads of History Club number 4 is the proper name. So this is the Country Sampler Girls Club. And I just joined it, but they let me know, I just joined it like right before Ellen Carr was being put together. And they let me know that if they had enough of these, would I be interested in having one of them? Like instead of starting with the first one of the next year, which I think is coming out in June or July, starting with the last one of the previous year. And I said, sure. So that is this one. And as always, the thread and the fabric are packed so gorgeously. It's just such a nice little package from the Country Sampler whenever you get kits from them. Now, I will say, interesting thing about this, if you look at this, you will see the antique is back here, and then there's kind of two colorways for the reproduction. The one on the front is kind of the lighter, brighter one, and that's that. And then this is kind of a more primitive one, more along the lines of the antique. What they provided in the pack was the more primitive look. What I loved about this sampler was the brighter look. So, at the very least, I will probably be changing out the fabric to brighten it up. I kind of like the look of the colors. I like the softer look of the colors, but I want it on a brighter fabric. Now, also, for those of you, and I haven't actually looked on their website, and they might say this, but for any of you who have gotten this, who got the 40 count fabric and have the darker color, can you tell me what it is? I have not seen anywhere on the write-up. I'm pretty sure it's a Weeks Dye Works. It may be, I don't think it's Tin Roof. It might be Confederate Gray, but it's not listed anywhere. And like I said, I haven't looked on their website yet to see if they do list it somewhere there. But if you have gotten this, or if you know what fabric is in the kit, like I said, I know it's 40 count. I just don't know which name it is, which color it is. I want to know that. One more thing to add to my haul. Can't believe I forgot this. It just came in the mail. It was just delivered, like I was ready to start the video. I opened up my phone and there was a note that there was something on my front porch, and I knew what it was. It's my Sulky Slimline box to hold my spools of 103 and Soie Surfine silks. I will take this label off once I finish the video. See, Sulky Slimline. It's perfect for the 103s, and I think many of you recommended this to me. I was so excited to get this, to get my silks in it. So these are all the colors that I will be pulling from for my funky flowers. I need more purples. I need more blues. I don't have many blues. I have plenty of reds, though. Reds and pinks. So anyways, thrilled that that came in time for the video and in time for me to get my spools all nicely put away for the stitch along. All right, I wanted to make sure I shared that with you. All right, so that is all the goodies that I got this week. Now we are going to talk about giveaways. I have some cleanup to do, shall we say, on giveaways. Okay, these are this week's. You go here. Hold, please. Oh, the sun's actually starting to come out. It's made it up to 43 degrees. All right. Before I go into cleanup, let me go ahead and announce the winners from last week's. Let me scroll down here and find that information. All right. So first, the rain boots. The rain boots are going to Judy Davis. And Judy says she doesn't own rain boots, but she lives in California where it doesn't get much rain. And I'm adding to that, unfortunately, because Lord knows we all need the rain. In fact, I am not too begrudging of any moisture coming out of the sky here because Idaho is also in a drought. Xavier Hearn, Spanish sampler. I asked who knows Spanish. Anne Musso wins this one, and she does not know Spanish. I used to know Spanish. I was a Spanish minor in college many moons ago. Last but not least, Token of Love. The winner of this is Carol Kistler. Carol says that to personalize this, she would add her daughter's and her grandchildren's initials to it. So all of you wonderful ladies, please email me with your mailing address so I can get those in the mail to you. If some of you are international, well, obviously, Anne, I know Anne isn't, and obviously Judy's in California. Carol, I don't know where you are. Since I did not say last week that it was open only to U.S. Residents, you know, we're not going to worry about that until starting with the giveaways from here going forward. Okay, cleanup. I have several, and as always, my email is down in the description box, so go there to find my email and email me. And please use my email. Don't find me on Instagram. Don't put a comment on my blog. Send me an email so everything is all together in one place. Having said that, if any of these people have done one of those other things, I ask that you send me an email because, all right, stitch cards from several weeks ago. This was going to Shelley Birmingham. Shelley, I have not heard from you. So please email me with your mailing address so I can get these in the mail. Last week's, one of the Sunflower Gardens was going to Sharon S. Sharon, again, the same. Send me an email with your mailing address if you want this. And last but not least, this is from a number of weeks ago as well. The Vintage Housewife set with a little needle minder is going to Sydney Kerr. Email me your mailing address. If I do not hear from you ladies, so I won't be back again for another 2 weeks, so I will give you those 2 weeks to get in touch with me. If I don't get an email from you by then, I'll be giving these away to someone else. I'll pull another name. Okay, so that is the cleanup portion. Now, this week's giveaways. And I actually thought of questions to ask before I sat down here. Because that's always better. You know, it's kind of deer in the headlights. Oh my goodness, I have to think of something and I can't because all you people are staring at me. I'm funny. I crack myself up. I hope you think I'm funny. I crack myself up. Anyway, number one, we have Autumn Spice. This is one of the Stitch Box things from Fat Quarter Shop, Stitch Quarterly, that's what they call theirs. So the pattern, Autumn Spice, and then the fabric. This does not necessarily need to be used for Autumn Spice, but it certainly could. This is some of the fabric that Beth Liotta gave to me to give away to you. This is 32 count gingerbread Lugana from Picture This Plus. It is a, assuming it's all still here, this is a 17 by 25 cut of fabric. So a nice chunk of gorgeous, gorgeous Picture This Plus gingerbread and the pattern. Your question for this is, what is your favorite spice? And please use the word spice in your comment if you're interested in winning this. Next, we have the Stitch card set. We are going back to the kitchen with this card set. So this is kind of some of the vintage housewife motifs from Lori Holt. So the question for you is, for this one is, do you have a color theme in your kitchen? Please use the word kitchen in your comment. And then last but not least, we have another quilt pattern. So this one is Away We Go. And my question for you for this one is, do you have any trips planned this year? Please use the word trip in your comment. And that, as they say, is that. I didn't talk about what videos that I put at the beginning of this video because I don't know what I'm going to use. But whatever is there, I hope you enjoyed it. I still haven't put together the silver needle video yet. I will probably get that done next week while I'm at my father-in-law's. This week is just a blur of appointments and trying to get stuff done to get ready to leave. So that is all for today. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I gave you a chuckle here and there. I hope I enabled you. Maybe a little bit, maybe a lot. But either way, I hope you enjoyed your time here. Let me end with our angel card. This says, when making big decisions, do your best to take your emotions out of the equation. Your mind will serve you better. I'm not sure I totally agree with that. I am a person who tends to go with intuition more than my brain. For better or worse, that's who I am. All right, guys, have a lovely week. I will see you around the internet. Please tag me if you're working on any of my patterns. You know I love to see them. Until next time, I will talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.